bugged out on us last week, but we're going to give it another go right now. Talk to you in a couple minutes.
Get ready for it.
Our word of the year this year is process. With the right processes in place that are fueled by a strong goal and a relentless drive and work ethic, you can crush it with us. If Symmetry got us to the moon, but our desire is to get to Mars, we're going to need some different rockets on this thing.
We know that to become a household name, we've got to expand both our client base and our agent base.
Should I get life insurance? Yes, absolutely.
Summit is designed to accelerate results by providing you what you need to learn when you need to learn it.
By investing into the tech side of things and using that to reinforce the quality of the lead and making it as beneficial as possible for the agent, that is just the holy grail that Quility is really solving.
Because of Switchboard, it basically made the lead warm again, booked an appointment, and wrote a policy.
Switchboard booked an appointment into my calendar while I was sleeping one night.
This is the future. Everything is moving at lightning speed.
It's given us so much flexibility.
Now we're literally texting people from the app.
The way our agency is going to leverage MyQuility is actually twofold.
Not just a tool to help families, but also in a recruiting standpoint.
Airline tickets, I'm using it for hotels, for rental cars.
We're transforming distribution by utilizing what we call our B2B and our B2C channels. Moving forward, you'll be able to recruit anybody from anywhere in the industry.
You need harmony in your life. You need to spend time with the people that give you energy and matter to you. You got to have purpose in your work, and then you've got to have financial goals and progress towards them to have harmony in your overall existence.
What we're teaching is we're teaching how to go to the next 2 or 3 or 4 levels above where you're at right now, even if you're brand new.
You guys have a positive company. They're investing in experts. They're helping you every step of the way. That is not normal.
For the Buffalo Spirit Award this year, please help us honor the lives and the memories of Coach Terry Garvey, Jimmy Spilldinner, and Matt Smith.
When you run away from storms, guess what happens? You stay in it longer. Buffaloes charge into it.
What about you, Jeff? What's one reason why agents should do an FIF reset?
Provides more value to the client. Doing an FIF allows us to provide as much value as possible.
You click the button to schedule the appointment and then set it and forget it. Just enjoy that passive income as it comes in.
$1 trillion!
Hey, you heard it here, DFL, $1 trillion.
Hey!
Thank you guys so much for showing up. It's going to make a huge impact on a lot of families.
So it's a great way to start the Ripple.
The Ripple model is a roadmap for creating wholehearted culture.
We believe in creating a place within this company where people can show up and be their authentic selves.
Most people are out there having to lower their dreams to match their income. Symmetry will let you increase your income to match your dreams. That's a big deal.
To be able to be present and know that you're at peace with what you're doing and you're truly happy, it's just the most rewarding thing.
Watching Quility be formed and grow into what it's becoming, which is unbelievable, it gives me peace that we can make it through anything as a company.
We are at a massive tipping point in this company. We truly believe this, and this is that flick of the domino. Get ready for it.
So many people we love in that video. Can't even name all of them.
One of my favorite videos that
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
amazing.
this year. Congratulations to the marketing team, the videography team, Miss
Okay.
Lindsay Wolf, that entire group, just amazing work. That was cool to see. I mean, B-Dubs, we took over the entire downtown of Denver.
That was so fun.
That
I
was
love that
insane.
street party, all the pictures. Man, just such good people. I love Resma, man, what you're up to with that DFL. Love that you shackled Danny Young in that video. That was a good time.
The Prince of Payoff.
Prince of
Prince
Payoff.
of Payoff was in downtown Denver putting his boogie on in front of that stage too.
That's right. We were getting down.
His fantasy football isn't paying off, but at least
Hey.
at least his role as chief distribution officer is paying off. So we're there.
That's right.
And I
got one thing going for me.
You do. Shout out to Mr. Pritchett. I'm nodding at my Edward Pritchett hat today, courtesy of the amazing Ben and Sarah Safepor. So shout out to them for this gift. It was funny. We love celebrating people. We came up with or that was actually Sarah's idea, come up with a hat that celebrates Mr. Pritchett. So it's my Pritchett brand. Feeling it today, Spivey. You're
looking good over there. You've got on your nice gray Sawana Noah flannel shirt. You got your John Ziller puffy vest rocking.
Yeah, for sure. It's my Swananoa suit. It's a 3-piece.
Digging it.
Hat, vest, and shirt. Not my normal colors. Heather Faulkner would not be happy with me right now, but nevertheless, still representing the Founders when they're not here in their kind of Ashevillean style.
And it's a time to reflect and just be so grateful for such an awesome year. I'm getting to spend some time right now down in Alabama at the lake house, and you'd be so proud. Last night about 8:00 and 30-degree weather, we loaded up in the ATV. We went riding out through the national forest, built a bonfire on the side of the lake, and watched the stars. Listened to some Tyler Childers, and just had a really good night to sit and reflect and think about just how blessed and fortunate we are, and just to remember it's the simple things in life that mean the most, and spending time with your friends and your loved ones, and just being grateful for what you have, and really taking a moment to understand the life that we get to live here. And I know for myself and everybody that's a member of the corporate staff, let me say thank you. Because for what you do out there protecting families allows me to have the opportunities to do the things like last night. It allows me the opportunities to get to show up to work every day and be inspired and learn from two of my bosses and leaders, and Brian Williamson and Mike Resma. I just can't tell you how grateful I am for that. And so let's get started before I get emotional and start crying and bore everybody to death. Let's talk about this, Resma.
Yeah,
Top
baby.
3 resetting passive income earners. Come on. What all are we doing behind the scenes, buddy?
It's great, taking advantage of resetting subject matter experts, whether it be DFL and infinite banking or retirement solutions. We'll talk about it a little bit today about the process that's going on in the market, some great partners that we have and what they're able to do so that you can understand the value proposition with them and start getting on this list of being a top passive income earner as well.
That's right. If you're new to us and what you're seeing on this leaderboard is deposits made into the accounts for agents that just did the right thing. They got into a situation, they got into a conversation, they uncover something in a financial information form that they knew they needed to reset to somebody that was a specialist. That specialist took care of the client, and the agent you're seeing on the screen for just doing what was right and passing all the work off to an expert got a deposit into their bank account. We are absolutely changing the game. This is PCS passive income earners and some of the top deposits that we saw in November. Guys, this is the program that we give so much credit to everybody that came over in the Assura merger, and Mike Resma can speak to this so well. Something that their organization had been perfecting. Dave Alvarado, Josh Manzano, Mo, can go on and on. Will, Alicia, just tremendous individuals over there like Resma and other leaders. And what this is, guys, if you're new, this is where you come in, you do your job, you go out and you protect families. We then will make sure that those clients are continually kept in touch with. We will do policy reviews at appropriate times. And if we find further opportunities to be able to protect that client's financial future, we do so. And guess what? When we do so, you get a deposit in your account. You do the right things long enough, the right way around here, guys, and you will not be able to run away from the opportunities you will have to make passive income. Anything on that, Resma or B-Dubs?
Nope, just more information to come around PCS with more data that's going to be accessible, more opportunities. So just keep an eye out for more information soon to come.
All right, wow. Last week, we had a couple promotions that we missed, guys, so we did not want to go another week without making sure we recognize those that achieved these new levels of leadership. Elite producer, Mr. Cameron Henderson. Well done, Cameron. Great job. Looking at team leaders, Emily Hotop and Warren Lockey promoted to team leaders. Congratulations, guys. And key leaders, Mr. Devin Bowersox is promoted, and we want to recognize and acknowledge these awesome individuals. Congratulations. Let's look at some bonuses. These are bonuses, folks. This is after the overrides. This is all the income that we're talking about, the passive income. On top of all that, these are some of the top bonuses. You will not find another organization in the insurance space that is paying their top performers and those that are growing themselves to become leaders, to grow massive agencies. And look at these bonus programs that we are paying out. The capital bonus, way to go, Sean Kim. Great job. Looking at the producer bonus. Go ahead, Victoria.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Insane amount of bonuses going out for the month of November. I'm not really good at math, Resma. You're a lot better than I am. That's pretty close to $1 million of bonus dollars paid out by this organization in 1 month.
It's a lot of cake.
A lot of cake. And there's plenty more to come get. $963,000 in bonuses paid out for November. Equity bonus for the year, almost 11 million. Capital bonus for the year, 706. Producer, 921,000. Total bonus payout year to date by Equality, by Symmetry, $12 million.
Wow.
B-Dubs, you've been around some really successful organizations. You've mentored, you coached, you've been a consultant to so many. Have you ever seen founders in an organization that gives back as much of their own personal profits as this organization?
I definitely have not. And so not even anything that touches a stick to that. So yeah, super grateful for that vision of generosity and for the hard work that goes into the earned bonuses and the gifted bonuses that all of our amazing leaders engage in, day out. You nailed it, right? Doing the right things, accruing the right behaviors over a long period of time in the right direction yields some great results. And it's just great to see that played out. That's an amazing year of bonuses.
Boom.
Boom.
Just make sure everybody is aware that next week we will not have, I'm sorry, not next week. Tomorrow, we will not have a carrier webinar at 11 a.m. Our carriers are taking a much needed break for the holidays as well. So be sure and spread the message. Let your agents know that there will not be a carrier webinar and training tomorrow. And we wanted to make sure right quick, B-Dubs, that we give everybody a quick reminder.
Yes. Yeah. So last chance to get in on this year's Quality People Insights survey. And Quality People Insights, we refer to that as QPI, provides our leaders and our organization with dashboards that show you how you're doing with things like leadership and engagement and retention and culture. And it gives lots of space for people to give specific comments that help us continuously improve, right? To continuously get better. And so it's a very, very important survey. It goes out once a year, like an annual census. And what I wanted to say to everybody today was, first of all, if you got here, let's say late October, early November, you probably will not have an email because we had to pull the data set around that time. Or if you didn't write a policy between April and October and you're a newer agent, you also would not have one of these emails as well. But most of you on this call should have one. And I want to make one final ask, if you will, if you want to participate in this survey. We have 2 more days before it gets cut off. And the best way to find your survey is to go ahead and you can take a screenshot of this now or a picture of this now so you can do it later. No-reply@orgacuity.com. That's the the vendor that we use for the platform, that's the email that Quality People Insights will come from. So if you search Quality People Insights, it may not pop up. If you search this, it will pop up if you received an email. And I would also check your spam and junk folder. I know we've said that multiple times, but getting as many responses gives us good, a wide group of people that we can actually do the analysis of the data on and really understand how we can improve, how we can serve you better, how we can make this an organization where everybody wants to be part of and thrives in. All of that's very, very important, and we take it very seriously. So please do this. It'll take you no more than probably 7 minutes tops when you go through that survey. So we'd love for you to do that. If you get a chance to even knock it out today, we'd love to ask you to do that so your leaders can kind of hear the feedback of your voice. Your voice matters. And we like to ask that question. What's it like to be on the other side of you? How do people experience you? And we want to give that gift to your leaders of what's it like to be on the other side of them. And they want that badly as well. So please fill that out. Leaders, do one final rally if you can of your agents to knock that out this week. It will close on the 30th.
And appreciate that work, B-Dubs, and not only just for all the agencies out there, but we utilize these tools inside the home office in Swannanoa so much. I know me having the opportunity to give feedback on the impact and areas that I need to improve and in places where I wish I could spend more time with my advisors and mentors and bosses is such valuable. And to know that it's heard and to know that actions are taken to constantly improve who we are as leaders from the top down really means to me a lot. So we appreciate all the work that goes into that, B-Dubs.
You bet.
You need more leads? Increase your lead flow by adding the following, I got my screen covered up, the following states to your lead orders today. These are call-in lead opportunities where we feel like we can generate more than we currently are. So if you're looking for call-in leads, check out those states listed there: Missouri, Massachusetts, Virginia, Indiana, North Carolina, Illinois, New Hampshire, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Mississippi, Roll Tide,
Go Blue,
Kentucky as opportunities to find more leads. Upcoming events, we're about to hear from some of these awesome individuals in just a minute, but the FIF Reset Advanced Market Training will be Tuesday, January 3rd at 11 a.m. Eastern, hosted by two of my good friends and two of the best human beings that God put on this planet, in my opinion, Mr. Jeff Sigworth and Nate Burks. You're going to hear a little bit today about the opportunities they're going to be creating to add more income to the pockets of all of our agents in 2023. So make sure you're staying tuned for that. And the last thing I want to promote before we turn it over to Mr. Resma is if you haven't invited a friend, if you haven't invited a buddy, somebody interested in this business, maybe somebody that was in the business for a minute, but they fell out of interest or they got busy during the holidays and you haven't followed up with them, get them on next week's call. We are going to have a kickoff celebration. It's going to be a party-like atmosphere. You're going to be hearing from advisory boards members. You're going to be hearing from equity partners. You're going to be hearing the vision of where this company is going to go in 2023. We're going to be talking word of the year. There's going to be exciting announcements about future destinations and abilities to win multiple, keyword there, multiple trips to travel the world with some of the top leaders in the organization. There's going to be so many cool announcements that you do not want to miss. Nobody in your agency wants to miss this. And as they like to say in the South, go ahead and recruit mom and all them to be on next week's call. We are going to go ahead and work with Zoom to make sure that we've increased our capacity. I know last time we hit the 3,000 mark and we had a lot of people say they invited some people they couldn't get on. So we will increase the capacity, but I can't encourage you enough. Next week, log in early. Get in early. We can crash the server. We've been known to do that around here. Don't wait until right at the top of the hour to get that thing started. But do not miss it. Make sure that you are on for that. And we look forward to everybody kicking off 2023 with a big celebration with our founders and many of the top leaders. With that said, I would like to turn it over to the Chief Distribution Officer, my good friend, my boss, the individual that put me out of the fantasy football playoffs.
That's right.
Because he cheated and changed the rules because he's the commissioner and he tweaked some things.
Don't put that stuff out there.
The people need to know, Mike.
Get out of here.
You have the highest character. You have the biggest heart. The integrity that you attack life with is awe-inspiring. But when it comes to fantasy football, you're one of the most low-life individuals I've ever met, and you will do anything it costs to win.
I am definitely a different person when it comes to fantasy football. That is true, but I play within the rules. I would never, as a commissioner, change the rules mid-season. Think somebody's just a little bitter for getting knocked out in the middle, knocked out in the playoffs, but it's all right. Yeah.
Well, next week I'll show some screenshots on the national call of some of the rule changes that were made midstream.
All right, I'm just going to ask you to go ahead and go over to Quility U and download those conflict resolution forms. I want to see both of you in my office Monday morning with each of your individual reports, and I'll be mediating this. I mean, the reality is, Resma, listen, the reality is this: for all of the heat you're taking unnecessarily from Mr. Spivey today, there's some real football games coming up that our team will matter much more than whatever happened in fantasy football. So go blue.
Let's go blue.
Number 2 team in the nation. It's going to
somebody take down those Georgia Bulldogs.
We're gonna. You watch. We're gonna take them.
This is our year. It's been 20 years since I've been able to really root for Michigan sports, even though I'm a diehard fan. Like, it actually means something in December right now, both for the Lions and for Michigan. So much that I finally broke out my Barry Sanders Hall of Fame autograph helmet, just because it's Lions and go blue time. They're finally playing for something, which is great. So
it.
I was catching up with Lightning McGregor, Robert McGregor, our LMS specialist. He's in our leadership and development office, and his nephew plays for Michigan, and they're out in Arizona working hard.
That's right.
Game, you better have another killer game with Morris being out, but all good in the hood. So.
It'll be great. Go ahead. What are you going to say, Brian?
Michigan's got to be Quility's team since we have a player related to one of our staff members.
There you go. That's right. It's
easy,
done,
guys. Easy.
Now. All right, you guys. Well, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it's taking everything I've got to just let y'all play this out without me interjecting. But
right,
in all seriousness, we want to make sure that we hear. There's so much opportunity, guys, on the QFA side. I think a little bit of explanation of just where that program sits today, the opportunity. It's just going to be another insight into just how much Mike Resma has planned on revolutionizing how we're going to go about disrupting this old industry. And he has hit the ground running the first couple months in his new role. It's been a pleasure to see. So, Mike, we're going to turn it over to you, my friend.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks, Spivey. Thanks, Brian. One of the things coming up to the end of the year, so just kind of reflecting and looking at all the rollouts and things that we've done, especially coming out of conference, right? You think about, MyQuility and Switchboard and Resets and Walmart Health and everything else that's going on. I think sometimes lost in the shuffle is really the value prop that we have to offer as an organization to our clients that we get to serve, right? And we keep on talking about there's no such thing as a no sale, just not having enough solutions to offer. And those are the things that you're going to continue to hear me talk about over the next 12 to 18 months, because every single time that you guys get a no sale, you guys should be thinking, well, what else is there that we have to offer that could help them out? If general life or mortgage protection didn't make sense, what are the other things that we can provide to our clients that could provide value, get them into the Quility family, and continue to be engaged throughout their life as their life changes, for them to know when something happens to them, because life happens, that they're going to reach out and call us. And one of the major things that we have available to us that is being underutilized is Quility Financial Advisors. We talked about it at conference. They've been on the advanced market call, but not on the national call. And just like a lot of our clients are reviewing, their financial wellness plans, and Andrew talked about it, goal setting for next year. Well, our clients right now are reflecting on what has happened to them financially over the past year. How much debt have they gotten into? What are we going to do if they get a bonus? What are they going to do with that bonus? Are they going to pay off debt? Are they going to invest it? What is their portfolio performance been over the past year? And what do I need to do to achieve financial freedom and hit my retirement goals in 2023 and beyond? So as your clients, and maybe you guys are thinking about those things as well, just remember that Quility Financial Advisors is an extension. Obviously, Quility Financial Advisors, in the name of the company, is an extension of us. It has a value prop to the clients that we serve. So I want to bring on Jeff Sigworth, Matt Mylan, Paul Stanley. Go ahead and unveil you guys. And I want to let Matt and Paul just kind of introduce themselves, how long they've been in the industry, their experience, Quility Financial Advisors, kind of the value proposition. And then we're actually going to show you what's happened in the market, the technology that they have, their algorithmic systems, how their models are way outperforming the market itself, and what we can do for our clients to help them out with retirement planning. And then later on, we'll talk about resetting to them, what's a good reset, what isn't, the experience that they're going to get working with them, and what to expect, and then we'll close it out. So Matt and Paul, go ahead and introduce yourselves and tell the Symmetry fam who you are, how long you've been in the industry.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Mike. You guys hear me okay?
Loud and clear, buddy.
Okay, good. We're testing some things out here and making it good. Gosh, what an exciting time to be a part of the team here, to be a part of Symmetry, the growth, and kind of what we've been developing and working together with you guys for the last few years to bring to Symmetry and to offer to all the agents the support of the field. But real quick, I'll give you a little bit of background on Matt and I. We actually started in the industry back in 1996. So yep, we're a little old. 97, we were licensed with a little tiny company called MetLife. I'm sure everybody's heard of MetLife before. Matt and I were both very big producers there, big believers in life insurance and the many uses, how it works. And then, of course, jumped into annuities after a little bit of time, realized, hey, gosh, we really want to be able to bring holistic planning to our own clients in a very big way. Went out, got our master's in financial services. After we completed our master's, we have been branch managers for several brokerage firms. We've written a few books. We've done training. We kind of flew all over the world and dipped our toes in a little bit of everything. And then in 2012, we opened Solomon API. Solomon API, you'll hear Matthew get into a little bit of our how we actually manage using algorithmic portfolios to tactically manage assets, which is very unique, which is an awesome proposition. It's something that you guys are going to find that'll blow you away. Middle America has not had that in their hands before. It's something that this Quility Symmetry relationship is going to be offering, and it is only offered through this arena at this point in time to Middle America, which is a very unique thing. 2019 was the actual exciting date that we had some people named Edward Pritchett. I'm sure everybody knows Edward, and Brad Smith and their family all jump on the bandwagon and saber rattle to help put this together. Mike came in with a baseball bat, knocked it out, home run, put us all together. And now Quility really popped in since 2019. We've run the program. In the last few months, we've had some very great successes. I wish Hugh O'Shea could be with us here today. Julie Lamb, I could name so many others, has actually taken advantage of jumping on QFA and some of the resets. It's closed some really big annuity cases, not just annuity cases, I would say IUL policies. I know Mike didn't hit on some of the numbers, but I mean, it's just starting. I mean, it's just amazing. It's fun. It's exciting. And to me, it's I feel very humbled to be able to work with the team out there and to help all of the agents in the field, and look forward to doing more of that. But that's the short and skinny, Mike. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
3 minutes.
So basically, you're saying that you've got no experience. You've just started this
Very
out,
little.
and you're brand
Very
new
little.
in the industry. Gotcha.
That's
All
right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
been
Started
doing this
yesterday,
for a while.
got licensed.
There you go. Very good. And with you, you got Matt Mylan. What's going on, Matt? Oh, you got something's going on with your audio, buddy. Select your microphone. I see you're not muted. It's all right. It's his first time on Zoom.
That better?
Yeah, there you go. You're
Yeah,
good.
sorry about that. Little audio issue. Yeah, no, it's great. This is fantastic. We're really excited about getting QFA off the ground here. We've had some great success. Obviously, we're still in how we learn and implement everything that Quility has to offer. And of course, we're one of the big extensions, obviously, to build this thing out. So we're really looking forward to 2023. There's some great opportunities that are going to be coming around the pike. And one of the things that we'll be discussing here in a minute is I'm going to show you guys some of the systems that we run, give you kind of a high level, and then just talk about what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the financial markets for next year. And also just discuss, where are the opportunities? Where are you going to be able to, push on the financial levers of people that you're going to be running into? And some of the things that they're going to be wanting to be able to offer, some of the things they're going to want to do is make changes. More people leave their financial advisor, frankly, when times are tough and they're not getting the type of either the performance that they're looking for, or they're not getting the return calls from their advisors because they don't know what they're doing. And in fact, one of the statistics that's really interesting is that 90% of all financial advisors that are in business now have never gone through a bear market. So if you think about that, that means they don't know what to do for their clients. And that means the clients are going to get, rather upset. And this is the opportunity. This is the opportunity to educate, bring them into the idea of what is an FIA? What is an indexed annuity? How does it work? How does DFL work? How are some of these other tools that they are not aware of because their investment advisor doesn't tell them? So this is going to be a huge opportunity. I think 2023 is going to be a banner year for all of us.
And look, me being in the industry for 10 years, my job was to beat up financial advisors over the last 10 years and how money hungry they were and didn't care about their portfolios. And, in a bear market, and for those of you who are new, just saying that we're in a down market, right? We're in a down market, that financial advisors wouldn't engage with them, and that their strategy was just hold your position. You haven't realized any losses until you take money out. And we used to always look at, protect your money. And those were the things that I would talk about and that we were all trained on for years. Protect your asset, get market linked gains, but make sure that you don't lose any of your portfolio. But the thing that I've been most impressed with you guys, as I've learned more about your algorithmic technology, is you guys are crushing the market. And yes, it's at risk. It's in variable stock market and things of that nature, but you guys are outperforming the market. So now when you blend it with an annuity, which is going to give them preservation of principal and risk protection and only have upward growth or stay level, what you guys do from an assets under management perspective, based off of what's happened in the last year with the market going down, you're still protecting their assets in a great way, but then giving them more opportunity to grow. And I'm excited for you to kind of show that to everybody on here, what you guys are doing. You guys have actually been approached by some big shops to have this technology be purchased from you, and you've said no at the time, so that now we can really get this into the Quility water stream and Quility family. So you want to show, Matt, you want to show a little bit of your secret sauce and the technology that you have?
Yeah, can you guys see the screen now?
We can, yep.
Yeah, so I'll just go through some high level stuff. So just remember that we started designing these systems back in 2008. And, back then, if I were to describe them, they're fairly basic systems. Over the years, they've gotten much more sophisticated. And really what our algorithms do is they look at a whole host of technical indicators. And I'll draw your attention, so for instance, we have just a whole plethora of them running at all times. But the reality is that if I just focus in on this guy right here, this is our big strategic system. We've got a proprietary system. It's called a dynamic variable trigger. And if you guys all can see this, you can see that the market started rolling over here. Well, if you notice, what we're doing is we were out of equities for most of this year and have been. And the reason is because these purple lines, these are what's called DVTs, or dynamic variable triggers, are going up in the market. They follow the market higher. And at a predetermined level, once the market starts to pierce through them and close below those levels, those are our exit points for the system. So we have multiple different systems. They're looking at a whole host of different type of technicals, but the understanding is that they work. And it's developed, this has taken many, many years to develop this stuff. This is the pandemic crash here. You can see where they exited here and then re-entered here. And again, following the markets all the way up. What did we go into? Well, we started a bear market. And by the way, we've actually looked at these, how the systems would work, and they're not curve fit, which is really important. So the systems will work, and they look for similar things that happen in every single type of bear market that we're in. I could go back to the 2008 bear market, 2000 bear market, go all the way back into the 80s, the 60s, and the 70s. And you'll see that bear markets, they don't exactly do the same thing, but they do a lot of the same things. And this is what we're living through right now. And the reason is well, you know, one of the things to understand is that we use the systems to protect our clients on the downside. So one of the things that Paul and I did years ago is that what we felt was lacking in the industry and is still lacking in the industry right now is downside protection against significant losses that the markets can generate. And one of the things that we were developing is systems that would help protect that. In fact, going through the last couple bear markets, we said, well, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way of protecting a client so they don't go through those 50% declines. And we all know that the average bear market is about 43% downside. Well, if we can avoid a significant part of that, it allows the client to stay the course. And one of the things that we found, and there's many studies from Newbauer and others, is that clients at some point, they will exit the positions that they're in at the worst possible time, typically close to the bottom of the bear market. And one of the things that we wanted to do is how do we give people strength? How do we give them the intestinal fortitude to stay the course and not make an emotional decision, you know, based on fear and greed, an emotional decision that's going to wreck their retirement? And in fact, if you look at Newbauer studies, they prove it out. The average investor is something like they average about 2%, 3% a year because they're doing the wrong things. They're getting out at the wrong times, to get back in at the wrong times. And that's what we wanted to basically design systems that protect on that. And really the proof is in the pudding. I'm going to jump over to another slide, actually show you guys a tear sheet. And Solomon is, you know, from the Old Testament, you know, wise. And our advanced portfolio intellects, one of the things that we do is we protect on managing risk. And risk is really what we're all doing. If you think about it, when it comes to life insurance and annuities, they're protecting against the what ifs in the world. They're protecting against downside in either economics or the markets. So what we wanted to have is we wanted to have systems in place that help for the money that needs to be in the market. They can't all go into annuities or can't go into life insurance. So we can protect on the downside for that portion of the money that is not invested in those type of products. And what you will see here is our max drawdown is significantly less than where the market is. And it's consistently like this. So what does that translate? Well, the proof's in the pudding on our models. Our portfolios are up. In fact, November, they hit an all-time high. So think about that. The end of November of this year, our models were at their all-time highs, and they were up 1.31%. And this is our most aggressive portfolio. So the more conservative ones, even better. Whereas the market's down roughly about 18%. Over a 1 year period of time, we're up 4.29 versus the market being down.
So real quick, the market down 18% and that model is up 1. So if you think about that and your clients have $100,000, well, if they were in the market, they'd be down to roughly 80,000. If they were with them, they'd be up around 101,000, right? So that's a substantial difference because the amount of time that it takes to recoup those losses, you need to have, in some scenarios, double the gain to recoup your losses. So I mean, down 18% versus up 1%. Where would you rather have your money?
Yeah, and I'll leave it with this. So going into just where we are next year, why I think there's going to be a tremendous opportunity for everyone is that we don't think the bear market is anywhere near over. We think we have another major leg down. The systems are telling us that we have probably another major leg down somewhere at the end of January, February, March, somewhere around there. We'll have another big leg down. And it's really going to take probably until summer maybe before the markets actually find a real bottom. And then we can start crawling out of it. And by then we'll be down, who knows? We could be down 35, 40% from the highs, just like most bear markets. And what that's going to do is it's going to awake. You're going to have clients that are going to finally say, you know what? I'm done with taking this type of risk. I'm done with losing this much money. I'm done with the current advisor that I've been working with because that advisor gave me no good advice. I thought they were there to protect me. That's what they told me. They told me that if I'm diversified in my portfolio, I should be in good shape. Well, I'm not. I'm in really bad shape, and it has a permanent potential effect on my future retirement. So if we can come in there and say, there is a better way, there's a more balanced way, a holistic way of taking your investment dollars for retirement, and again, bringing in IUL policies, whole life policies, DFL annuities, indexed annuities, fixed annuities, all of those things, and of course, managed money that we offer. This is what we espouse. This is what we bring to the table at QFA. This is what we are going to recommend to your clients. So the big thing that we think is going to happen is, again, next year is going to be a really tough year for the economy. You already see it in the housing markets rolling over. Eventually that'll come into the employment numbers, and you'll actually have a full-blown recession sometime early next year. So it's going to be a huge opportunity, one that maybe only comes, every 10 years or every 6 years. This is one you want to grab. And if you can do that, I'm just telling you, more money moves from advisors during bad markets and bad economies than any other time, because this is the time that shows what the advisor really knows their stuff or doesn't.
Yep. So one thing I want to add to this. Thank you, Matt, for that. So if you guys think about it, right, as you guys are meeting with clients, there's a couple different ways that you can reset to QFA, and we're going to talk about that. But I want to talk about the assets under management piece, because there's two things here. What he just showed you with their DVT models and the technology and the algorithmic systems and portfolios that they have, that's for when they're managing those assets. But what Matt was talking about, they have a holistic approach, meaning that they're not going to be like the traditional advisor and just put everything in assets under management, because all of us that are just life and health licensed, we cannot be compensated for business that goes into that assets under management bucket. Okay, now we're thinking through some creative ways and marketing spend that we can compensate people for those funds. But right now, the assets under management piece, there is no compensation. And for a lot of agents, we're like, well, I've got Whiffam disease. What's in it for me? Well, why would I want to pitch money over to QFA and have them do assets under management? Here's the reason why. Because they're going to do what's right and look at things holistically, and they're going to put the right percentage into an annuity. They're going to put the right percentage into an IUL, and then they're going to put the other piece into the assets under management. Okay, now you'll be compensated on the IUL and the annuity business and let them do all the work. And by the way, it's going to be 60 to 80% of the app split for letting them do all the work. You will get compensated 60 to 80% of that life or annuity app sale. So there's your passive income. But on the flip side, they've got that assets under management money, and maybe somebody is 50 years old. They can't do anything with their 401k. They can't roll it over. That should still go over to QFA, because if they're 50 years old and nobody's managing their 401k and all they're doing is losing their shorts in the market, their HR department isn't getting the help. They go online with their custodian and they're just putting in what age they want to retire. And they say, oh, here's a Target 2025 fund. Just let it sit in there. but there's high fees. So instead of just letting clients go through the norm of just letting it sit in the 401k, Quility Financial Advisors can manage that while it's in the 401k. And then guess what? When they terminate service, meaning they lose their job, maybe they retire, maybe they continue working and they're 59 and a half, and now we can move that money into an annuity. One thing that's happened is they've built a relationship, they've stayed engaged with them, they're getting the help and the support that they need. And when it's time for that money to get moved into an annuity, it's always pegged as your business. And when they write it, you will still get that 60 to 80%. So the assets under management piece is a relationship building and engagement building opportunity so that we're giving our clients the help and the support that they are not getting from their HR department, their 401k custodians, as you just heard from Matt. They're not getting it from their advisors also because 90% of them haven't been through a bear market. They're new and they don't know what they're doing right now with all their clients that are losing money. Right. So the assets under management is a relationship and an engagement play for a future app split for you, but it's a huge value prop for our clients because they're not getting this help anywhere else. Paul, do you have anything that you would like to add to all of that?
No, I think the big thing you hit on the head is you guys also have to remember that we are big believers in insurance. If people aren't looking at the cornerstone of their retirement, their life insurance needs aren't covered. If their mortgage insurance needs are not covered, if they don't have a pension, that's huge. That's where the annuity comes in. And like Mike mentioned, most advisors have a Series 24 licensed person over top of them, which Matt and I have done for years ourselves. And they are told exactly where to put these assets. And it's just old modern portfolio theory: sit, diversify, keep your fingers crossed, write it up. We don't look at it that way. We look at it first off, what are you going to need to live it? We talk about Social Security. We talk about every piece of money that they're going to need at retirement. That's where the holistic plan comes from. That's where the annuity sale usually is primed. So these liquid portfolios, one thing Matt left out too, these are completely liquid. So as we, as fiduciaries, make this relationship and work with your clients, the day they need that money to go into annuity, the day they need that changed into an insurance policy or anything changes, we are maintaining that relationship consistently to be able to look at that need. And that need gets skipped over, like you guys said, Mike, from advisors across the country. They're gathering assets, putting in a bucket, gathering assets, putting in a bucket. They don't think about insurance. This is a totally different way of doing business on top of advanced systems. It keeps that money up. So bigger annuities, bigger life cases get written down the road.
So look, not everybody is a good reset over to Quility Financial Advisors, right? Inside of the FIF, and I'm going to have Jeff just go through the process here in a second. If you are doing an FIF, how you're going to reset QFA, and then if you're not doing an FIF in your sales process, we'll talk about how to do that. But we'll talk about how to pitch business over to Quility Financial Advisors. So I want to remind people, we set the data triggers inside of that FIF that a client had to have a minimum of $20,000 to go over to Quility Financial Advisors. But just know, when it is $20,000, the conversion on those is very small because there's suitability guidelines with annuities. There's a certain amount of liquid assets, meaning assets they have available to them in the event of an emergency that they need to have before money can go into an annuity. So things that are 20,000, the conversion is extremely small. Where you see conversion higher is when you start getting over the 100,000 threshold. But clients need to have money liquid in case of an emergency. So somebody 20,000, even though we're saying that you can go and pitch that over to Quility Financial Advisors, I just want to make sure you guys have realistic expectations on close ratios, right? So the higher the assets, the higher the close ratio is going to be, just because there's more opportunities and more options for them. And look, for DFL, Paul and Matt, they understand conceptually DFL, but they haven't gone through our training. They don't have all of the software. All of you guys, the DFL Elite, DFL Nation, you guys have been with us for years. You guys know DFL inside and out within your hierarchy. DFL should really be going in our hierarchy using the DFL reset. These guys are really, really good. High cases with IULs, obviously annuities, assets under management. Yes, they know the life business, but for DFL, you guys, inside of your hierarchy, you guys have DFL certified agents and DFL elite. Now, over time, we will train all of their team with DFL so that we can get that stuff over. But you guys want to get that within your hierarchy and keep that in your hierarchy, right? And QFA is not there also to help you just close business, right? It's not, you're not going to, you make a no sale and you want to reset them because they can do all the fancy retirement talk and then you close it, right? If you're resetting business over to them, it's for them to follow a process, get the assets under management, do the annuity or the IUL, and then we do the app split, right? So I just wanted to make sure that we set those expectations, and we know when you guys reset, it's good for you guys to be involved with that first one as the first pass off. And if you want to be involved in the other appointments, great. If you don't, no big deal. But Paul, Matt, Jeff, any other do's and don'ts or best practices with resetting and things that you've seen that tend to be a better reset?
Yeah, Mike, I'd say when it comes to resetting, I would say less is more. Follow the script inside of HQ and let Matt and Paul and the advisors over at QFA handle it. You don't want to say, hey, Matt and Paul are going to put you in an annuity and they're going to put you with this and XYZ. What that does is that shows your cards. That they're going to research annuity online, might not show up for the appointment. So just keep to that script in HQ, what's prompted there, and let those people over at QFA take it from there.
Yeah. So Jeff, for people that are new and haven't done a reset yet, you want to share your screen and show people how they can reset through HQ, and then for people that aren't doing an FIF, I'll tell you how to reset over to them if you're not doing the FIF.
You guys see my screen? You see it?
Yep, you're good. You're good.
Really simple. Over here, my clients, new FIF. Okay, the leads come in from Opt. You can look up your lead. You can ask the questions here. I'll give you a QFA example. Say we have somebody that has an existing 401k for 100 grand. It could be contributing. Hit results. It's going to prompt you with some future pacing and some trial closes. Hey, is your current advisor showing you what your income gap is going to be when you retire? Probably not. They might not have an advisor. So do you think it's better to find out what that gap is now or after you've already retired? Well, obviously now, great. We have an entire division based on the education around your retirement. Quality Financial Advisors, they're subject matter experts. They can educate you on your retirement accounts, fill those gaps in where you have them, and you can do whatever you want with the information that QFA gives you. But I know you're going to be happy with that information. They've helped out so many of my clients. They literally call me, text me, tell me, thank you for hooking me up with them, right? Hit the set appointment. Now you're right in here, booking an appointment. I would share my screen with the client at this point and book an appointment. Really simple.
So real quick right there, right? So for those of you that are doing the FIF inside of HQ under clients, and remember, as long as you put in the asset section, it could be the 401k, IRAs, annuities, CDs, savings, anything that totals over 20,000, it's going to trigger that question for you to reset, and then you can book the appointment. Now, if you're not doing the FIF because, you know, general life and the presentation, you haven't learned general life presentation with the FIF, and you're just getting used to the NAPQ because the NAPQ scripts has the FIF in it. And as we continue to train on that model and you get comfortable with the FIF, you can just take that calendar link in that process and save it, and then just reset them if you're not doing the FIF just by asking a couple questions. And actually, you could probably just copy that URL and just add that into the chat, Jeff, the calendar link, and respond to one of the questions and just put that in so everybody has it. So you guys just have the calendar link to book an appointment for them. And you can just ask a couple really easy questions, you guys. And you could do the whole, has your advisor talk to you about your income gap? You could just say, when was the last time you had your retirement plan reviewed? Have you lost any money in the market this year? Have you had anybody review how much income you're going to get for retirement after you stop working. There's so many just real easy questions that you can ask to just reset over and then let them do and let them do their job. This doesn't have to be a lead. It could be your friends. It could be your family. It could be yourself, right? Anybody that needs help just with retirement planning and needs the expertise that these guys have that have been in the industry and doing it since 1996 and have algorithmic technology, as long as they know that they're going to be going through a retirement review process and that they're going to be asking questions about their accounts, they're going to be asking for statements, right? Because nobody can do a full review on a retirement account without knowing where their money's currently doing, where their money is currently at and how it's performing, right? You need to make sure that we're setting the right expectations that, hey, they're going to be asking you questions about your plans, where your assets are. They're going to ask for your statement so they can educate you on what your performance is like and what the projections are, and then make a recommendation. They'll educate you. What you do with the education is up to you, but I know you'll be happy with what they found. So, Paul, when somebody does reset you, what can they expect, buddy?
That's a great question. So you want me to go through the kind of the 3-step process real quick, Mike?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
So yeah, I've got it kind of written down. So every experience is different, but I want to kind of give you guys all a little bit of insight to how we try our very best and we train our other advisors to handle the calls. The primary thing, call one is usually an introduction. I mean, it's fantastic if you've done an FIF. Remember that we do not get a copy of the FIF. So we do not know, we are not prepared to talk about what they have. There's a note section in HQ that I think you guys mentioned that you can put in there, some that will transfer over to us. Or if you can collect statements like Mike said, great for the first call. If you don't, that's okay. The number one thing we're going to do on call one is just give them background, kind of like we did on this call, of who Matt and I, who is QFA, what can we do for you? Okay, get through that. You all know, everybody on this call has met with different people. So some people are open to go to the next step. Some people are not. And we're hoping that they like us and they're like, all right, great. I'm going to gather my stuff. And that becomes call number 2. Call number 2, we send out an email when that call's done. We CC you, the agent, as well. There's a link sent to them, an encrypted link. They upload their statements. They're ready to go for call 2. That second appointment is set. Then we gather all of that information. We review it with them on call 2. Usually, sometimes on call 2, it's fantastic if we can actually give them a proposal or go through something. But that usually is the third call. The third call. Here we are now talking about, okay, we need to do a 1035 exchange on an annuity. We need to write an IUL. We need to look at, you don't have your insurance needs covered. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your 401k. So at that third phone call usually is a final proposal. And at that point, that client says yay or nay, or they let me think about it. If they walk away, we don't let them go. We say, that's fantastic. We're not here to push you. We're here to support and educate you. And our staff will reach out to you and we let them know that they'll be following up. But normally on that call, they're ready to go. Everything is done. We send over a QFA, which is a client profile form. They fill that out, information is sent back. DocuSigns get sent, things get signed, money starts to move. The movement of money usually just over to our custodian, which is TD/Charles Schwab, as they all merge, can take up, depending where the money's at, anywhere from 7 business days to 21 business days. So there's that delay. So once that money's over, if we're writing an annuity or we are writing an insurance policy, we all know we have underwriting, we all know we have suitability, and we all know we have to be perfect. Because if we don't check the right box or do the right thing, guess what? It gets pushed back in our lap again. So that can take, and we have seen it, Mike, and you guys are all aware of this. We've seen it this past year, take up to 3 months. 3 months. So you got to fill that funnel, fill that client. 3 months for us to actually close that deal and finalize commissions and things come over. And unfortunately, we're at the mercy of underwriters. We're at the mercy of suitabilities. And we're talking to big companies, Fidelity, Nationwide. It isn't just us. So don't yell at Mike or yell at QFA and say, hey, you guys, where's it? We are doing our very best We get frustrated as well, but it is a very, very smooth process. I think that you guys can vouch for that. We are refining it all the time. But we do have a wonderful, wonderful team. You guys will hear the name Sonny. You'll hear the name Tina. We're adding people every day. There's another Paul. Don't get confused. There's Paul, myself, Paul Brooks. There's a team of people working behind the scenes to form that relationship to bring those assets in.
Yeah, one thing I want to address. There was something inside of the chat that said, what is the difference between QFA and Advisors Excel? So it's a great thing, and we've talked about it before, but great to kind of clear this up. Advisors Excel is who helped with the learning management system inside of Quility U for the agents that are more advanced within Symmetry, that have been here for a while. They're the ones that are going to the learning management system inside of Quility U and getting certified in using Advisors Excel products to be able to write annuities themselves. If you are new to the industry, or you don't want to deal with all the fiduciary responsibilities of writing annuities and dealing with financial advisors, with trying to block transferring funds over to the annuity account, you just want to reset and allow Matt and Paul and their team do all the work and you earn passive income, then Quility Financial Advisors is for resetting and letting them do all the work and leverage their expertise in technology, and you get an app split. Advisors Excel is our partner that if you want to write annuities, you can learn how to write annuities and you have access to their proprietary products. So I know we're jumping up at the last bit of time here. Paul, Matt, any final words for everybody before we close it out and end the year?
Yeah, my final word, Mike, and I love to do this, guys. We're here to help you guys, help build your practice, help build, you guys are our clients. Everybody out in the field, we work for you. We work with you as a team. And again, like Mike said, you're going to run up against advisors who are trying to steal your business every day. We're the advisors that are going to make sure they don't do that. They can't do that. We have the experience, we have the technology, and the power to take over and make sure that you guys have a solid backing, and that's what we want to be for you.
What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I would end with this, is that this is kind of a once in a decade opportunity, I think, coming up this year. So if you've thought about doing this, or you want to reach out and just discuss things, we're happy to talk to you one-on-one and set up a meeting and just figure out what's the best approach for you and your practice. But just think about it. This is a once in a decade opportunity to bring on new clients that maybe you weren't able to bring on before, that are still out there. So check your book of business that you have, but this is going to be a massive opportunity. And those that take advantage of it are going to be having a fantastic 2023.
Absolutely. This year in the market, beginning of the year, advanced markets, meaning IUL, DFL, annuities, it was less than 10% of our business to start off the year. And because of market conditions and the additional partnerships that we've created and the certifications that we've created this year, advanced markets is actually 26% of Symmetry's business now, and will continue to grow. And as the market continues to do what it does over the next 6 months, 12 months, continues to be in a bear market and we're in a recession, these are the biggest opportunities to protect people's assets, give them the help that they need, want, and deserve. And look, we have everything at our disposal to help out every single client that we meet with. I want to leave you guys with this. Remember, every single client falls into one of three categories. They have debt, they have no retirement, or they have some retirement. And here at Quility and at Symmetry, we have an option, an opportunity to help out every single one of them. So, Jeff, any final words before we let people go?
No, I just was going to say, jump on your shoulders and say that we rode that 2008 wave for a long time. So we're going to ride this one for a while too.
That's right. Spivey, any final things before we kick it off, buddy?
Man, just grateful for the resources. Great to hear from you, Matt and Paul, and just continue to hear awesome things about you, and appreciate the partnership, and just know that this is going to unlock so much more opportunities to make sure we're leaving our clients in the absolute best position we can. And as we talked about earlier today, guys, if we do those little things right enough times, we will be a household name.
That's right. Right on. Well, appreciate you all, Matt and Paul and Jeff. Thanks for being on with us today, you guys. Remember, everybody deserves the financial help that Paul and Matt are on the QFA team are offering. And it's time to go out and make a huge change in this country financially and change the financial situation that we have going on. So Matt and Paul are going to be a big part of that. Thank you, everybody out there. Let's go protect some families. We'll see you guys next year. Have a good one, everybody.